Hello, Pewter people. Scott Reynolds here with another Pewter Pulse. I thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had another outstanding draft this year, and I can't find any fault with any of their six selections. I'll share more of my insight and analysis about the draft in upcoming Pewter Pulse videos. But first, I want to tackle a big topic. I mean, a really big topic. I'm talking about the Bucs signing mammoth defensive tackle Desmond Watson out of Florida as an undrafted free agent. That's the topic of today's Pewter Pulse video. But first, a reminder to hit the thumbs up button and give this video a like. Also, leave a comment. I love reading the comments. Doing those two things helps us with the YouTube algorithm and gets us in front of more awesome Bucs fans like you. Okay, I know you're literally chomping at the bit to hear me talk about the biggest undrafted free agent signing in Tampa Bay history. Literally, especially you Gators fans. So let's get to it. In case you haven't heard, the Bucs signed former defensive tackle from Florida, Desmond Watson. He's the newest Buccaneer at 6'6", 464 pounds. To put that in perspective, Watson weighs over 100 pounds more than Bucs Pro Bowl defensive tackle Vita Vea, who is a big man in his own right. And he weighs nearly triple what new wide receiver Tez Johnson, the team's seventh-round pick, weighs at 154 pounds. It's wild to think that on Saturday, the Bucs now have the league's largest player and the NFL's tiniest player in terms of weight on the team with Watson and Johnson. Watson was only a rotational defensive tackle at Florida because of his massive size. As you can imagine, playing at over 400 pounds in the Florida heat and humidity, conditioning is a problem. In 4 years with the Gators, Watson tallied 63 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. Now, while some of you Bucs fans are dreaming about Watson and Vita Vea playing together and shutting down the run, that might be more fantasy than fiction. If Watson had entered college at 450 pounds and worked his way to get down to, say, 400 pounds or so by the draft, that would be more encouraging. But the Plant City native has only gained weight at Florida and is heading in the wrong direction. To say that he has an eating disorder would be accurate. Watson has an addiction to food. That's something he admitted in an interview session after his pro day at Florida. Perhaps the Bucs are engaged in an undrafted free agent experiment that is one part humanitarian aid and one part football fascination. What if Watson, with the help of the Bucs training and sports science staff, could help him finally get his weight under control? What if, with the help of Tampa Bay's nutrition staff, Watson could trim down to a better and more reasonable 380 pounds, or perhaps even 400 pounds? Watson has said that his role model is Vita Vea, who has struggled with his weight since the Bucs drafted him in the first round of the 2018 NFL draft. Last year, Vea worked out with Ndamukong Suh last offseason and reported to the OTAs in the best shape of his career. As a result, Vea played in 17 out of the team's 18 games, including the postseason, notching a career-high sack total of 7, and he also made his second Pro Bowl. There's not a better situation that Watson could be in than going to the Bucs, and there could not be a better mentor for Watson than Vita Vea. The Bucs lured Watson to Tampa Bay by forming a relationship with him at their local pro day, and the team gave him a modest $20,000 signing bonus and $50,000 in guaranteed money. With Vea on the roster and Watson living in nearby Plant City, it was an easy sell. And yes, the Bucs too have also fantasized about Watson and Vita Vea teaming up to stop the Eagles' tush push and be a factor, of course, in goal line and short yardage situations. That's not just you thinking about that. I actually had a Bucs source text me that on Sunday morning. We'll see if all this works out. This is an experiment here. The first thing he needs to do is to prove that he can be a professional by getting his weight under control. It's not easy, but he is an easy roster cut because of the no-risk situation of him being an undrafted free agent if it just doesn't work out. Watson ran a sluggish 5.95 time in the 40-yard dash, and his conditioning will certainly be a problem. Yet Watson is actually a pretty good athlete for his size. He has 33-inch arms and 82-inch wingspan and is incredibly strong with 36 reps on the bench press. Now, if he can get down to 380 pounds or maybe even 400, what if, right? You know, listen, he's not going to be a sideline to sideline guy when it comes to chasing down the run, but it's going to be incredibly hard to run into A gap with Desmond Watson there. The Florida Gators foes found that out over the last couple of years. So credit the Bucs for taking a chance on this kid to help him out, not just with his career, but also really with his health. And maybe he'll reward them by losing the necessary weight, learning from Vita Vea, maybe earning a practice squad maybe earning a spot on the practice squad this year. It's a long shot, but you know what? It's a shot worth taking. Folks, we had a fantastic draft weekend. You all watched our live 3-day draft show in droves. We had over 50,000 views for our 3-day draft extravaganza on Pewter Report TV. Thank you very much. We're over 18,200 subscribers. So help join the movement and hit the subscribe button on Pewter Report TV. Also hit the notifications button that lets you know when I've got a new Pewter Pulse video. We go live at the Pewter Report podcast, all that great stuff. And make sure you're following us on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report. And please visit pewterreport.com for all of the Bucs draft coverage, rookie minicamp, OTA. We're going to have it all covered on pewterreport.com. And I'll be back soon with the new Pewter Pulse.